Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to JKWD Podcast. Wow, time's ticking. I guess we're almost to the end of the third quarter episode, but not quite. Kelvin, how you doing?
I'm doing fine, sir. Still looking good. So far as people tell me, I'm not bragging or nothing. I'm just kind of repeating what I hear.
Well, good. If people are telling you look good, then people must be seeing you, which is
people are seeing me. Yes,
good.
yes. And generally speaking, nobody has held up the sign of the cross to get rid of me. So I'm doing okay. Everybody's fine. Family's fine. And we're doing good. How about you guys?
I'm doing wonderful. We're all doing well over here. Hopefully the fall weather's on the way. Seems to be, at least in the morning. We're still getting up around 88, 90 degrees in the afternoons, but at least in the morning it's not 80 degrees anymore.
Lucky. It was when I woke up this morning, it was 55 degrees here. Of course, I'm in central New York.
That sounds wonderful to me. That's like my favorite running weather.
Yeah. So, and it's only supposed to get up to mid 70s today. So it is after the close of the Great New York State Fair.
Well, and for whatever reason, that's the one thing. That's the one place the calendar pays attention to, or the weather pays attention to the calendar, right? New York State Fair ends, and the leaves are off the trees within 4 weeks, and then snow, and then you don't see Josh.
Yep. And you're not here. You're not here for that. But it was I haven't really talked to anybody, not too many people anyway, who went to the fair. But no, but I can say that at the conclusion of the fair, we didn't have a hurricane or anything like that. Which
that's good. Yeah,
we have had some crazy weather in past years.
Well, and Ida just missed you, but it coincided with right near the end of the fair.
It took some other people. My family in Maryland, they got a little bit of Ida. I got a grandson who's teaching in Annapolis, Maryland, down there, and they're not used to tornadoes in that area. But one took out the stadium, or at least damaged the stadium at the school where he's teaching. But we didn't have problems. Like, I was shocked to hear the stuff that was going on in New York City with the floods and stuff.
Oh yeah, and New Jersey got more tornadoes in like 10 minutes than they get in an average year.
So
it was weird.
I am currently still praising myself for the decision to be in central New York, in Liverpool, in this neighborhood, because
it totally missed us here in Savannah. It went over went up over the Gulf Coast through New Orleans and Mobile, and then it took that overland route right up to the Mid-Atlantic and Northeast.
Yeah.
Totally missed us. It was 90 degrees and sunny the whole time. People were like, how you guys holding up? We're fine.
We're in paradise, except for
the air conditioner's working. We're good.
The hottie, yeah. So good. Well, I'm glad you didn't have to suffer with any of that stuff. I got some friends in Mississippi. They got a little bit, I guess.
Yeah. My boss got, she was on vacation actually when it came through her home. She was away, and she was supposed to come back, and well, she can't go home because she don't have any power, so she's gonna have to find a time when it's safe to go home and get her computer and go somewhere else. So I haven't worked with her in a few days, or almost a week now. So hopefully she's got power on. They were talking about it being back on the 8th. So I guess we're recording this a week and a half ago, I guess, by the time this comes out.
By the time this comes out, yeah.
Yeah. So hopefully by the time I work with her again, it'll be back on, and she'll be comfortably at home, her and the puppy.
Yes, and all will be right with the world.
We're brought to you today by Vitamin K Daily. Wake up Monday through Friday, find out how awesome your day is going to be. Get your daily dose of positive from the Prince of Positive himself, Kelvin P. Ringgold Sr. It's the guy on the other microphone.
Yes.
Yeah, that guy. Go to vitaminkdaily.com, sign up, get yourself 4 weeks free. After that, just $24.95 a year. If it's not for you, just cancel anytime in 4 weeks and you won't get charged at all. VitaminKDaily.com. VitaminKDaily.com. Let's do the show.
Podcast, where we talk about better humanhood and teach you how to dominate your world. You ready? Here we go.
So, Calvin, what's I'm going to use your phrase. What's tripping your trigger these days?
Oh man. Good question. You know, I keep buying books. I have a habit. I have Audible. They give me a credit a month. And I don't think the credit should stack up. So every once in a while I have to buy something that I think I'm going to read soon. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. But one of the biggest things right now, I think, is actually I've been doing more photography lately than I had been in a while so I've been indulging in more photographic things. So we've been having fun with that. As a matter of fact, I had a family who I did weddings for back in 2008. 2008, right? So I'm like,
it's a while ago.
Wow, that was a while ago. So, and the mom had an 80th birthday party a couple of weeks ago, and they wanted me to come do the photos, and it was one of the coolest things because everybody remembered me, and everybody liked me, and everybody wanted me to be there, and they wanted, after taking pictures, they just wanted to shove food down my face and partake of their spirits, of the liquid kind, and have some fun. So I had a really, really, really good time. And I've had a couple other photos. So I've started a senior portrait session. So might be able to get some good stuff for the fall. So I'm looking at some new techniques and maybe a little new equipment so I can do some things I haven't done in a while, and have some fun. So we're doing that. And of course, I'm always reading and stuff. I'm a member of Brendon Burchard's Growth Day club, and I did that last New Year's Day, as a matter of fact, to join that club. It's great. Oh man, the value you get out of that. I don't use it near as often and as deep as I should, but it's there. And the cool thing is it's all there. So I can just go in anytime and pick whatever subject trips my trigger. And it's not just Brendon. It's a great collection of people he's put together to help, with mindset and goals and all that stuff that I love to talk about. So been doing that a lot.
Nice.
Yeah. How about you?
I'm a little all over the place these days. My audiobook listening has been, my favorites lately have been Jon Krakauer books.
Mm-hmm.
He's a journalist, I guess, sort of by trade. Yeah, I guess most of his stuff starts as magazine articles that work their way into books.
Mm-hmm.
His most famous are Into the Wild, which I have on hold through the library, and Into Thin Air, which talks about Into Thin Air is about a quest about an Everest quest that went bad. I haven't read that one yet. I haven't read Into the Wild either, but I saw the movie recently. It's the one about the Chris McCandless, who he donated his entire trust fund and went hiking in Alaska, and they found him dead in a school bus.
Oh my!
Yeah, they're not quite sure what happened, but he seems to have starved to death, and some of it was it might possibly be related to having eaten the wrong thing. So there's in the movie they show him looking at a field manual, and the wild carrots and the wild pea look the same, the plant, but the wild pea is poisonous, and it stops. It's poisonous to the point where it stops digestion if it's not treated. So even if you eat something, you can't digest it.
Oh, that would suck.
Yeah. But
you're reading that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Well,
his book, yeah.
So it's not really about, I mean, for me, it's not really about the story. It's about the research that went into it.
Okay.
Others, Under the Banner of Heaven is his book about the Mormon Church, and Where Men Win Glory is his book about Pat Tillman, which was another excellent, well-researched thing. I've also kind of filled my Instagram feed with mostly things that inspire me, whether it's people like Harvey Lewis, who is in his 50s and wins ultra races, or artists like Greg Mike and Walter Craven. Walter Craven's interesting, is he's been sharing his daily, the things he works on every day. He's a fine artist, both digital and hand drawing, and he makes a lot of like t-shirts and sweatshirts and stuff too. So yeah, it's kind of cool watching him design on a daily basis. And he recently, in the last few months, he basically designed a font. So he released. Yeah, so he released like a letter or a number every day.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So it was cool to watch that unfold on Instagram. Doodles and that kind of thing.
I haven't done anything like that.
And then, I usually have a novel or two going. Right now I'm reading Adjustment Day by Chuck Palahniuk. He's the guy who wrote Fight Club. His literature is mostly kind of subversive and not safe for work.
Got it.
It was, this one's good. And I'm rereading Carlos Ruiz Zafon's Labyrinth of the Spirits, which is, it's one of those books you like to make fun of me for.
Is that one of those big ones?
Yeah, it's probably about 800 pages or something.
Oh, those. Yeah. Okay. Well, as long as you're not going to settle for some little wimpy book that's only 500 pages or something like that.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm just, I'm enjoying taking in the art and thinking about possibilities, and it's making running all these miles easier, especially picking out the right audiobooks and the right podcasts to listen to.
Oh yeah, because I was going to say a minute ago, but I don't know where you find the time, but I keep remembering that you do a lot of the reading when you're running. Yeah,
if I'm running 7 hours a week, then and I listen to stuff on 1.5 speed, then I get 11 or 12 hours just running. I can listen to a large audiobook
and still watch for oncoming cars.
That's right. I have a couple of different sets of earbuds that I use, but one of them has a hear through mode.
Oh,
One of them you can sort of hear through anyway. It's not real. It doesn't really block your ears too much, but one of them specifically has a hear through mode. So particularly if it's early in the morning or I'm in a higher traffic area, I have it on the hear through so that I can hear what's going on around me.
Right. That makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, I want to be able to hear those. I want to be able to hear the traffic, and I want to
absolutely.
I want to be able to hear if a dog's chasing me too.
Oh, you can outrun a dog. Well, if you know he's there.
No, not necessarily. I can't outrun a big dog. Yeah.
Not doing that, huh?
No.
I was trying to attribute you with special powers.
No, well, dogs aren't meant for. We're the only animal that's meant for distance running.
Mm-hmm.
So you take a dog for a long run, they're going to give up at some point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you can, just like people, you can, train them. You start at half a mile, go to a mile, go to 2 miles, go to 3 miles, whatever. Mm-hmm. You're not taking a dog with you on a 75-mile run. They can't do it. The reason that persistence hunting works is because animals just give up. They don't have a cooling system the way we do. So if you're breaking off a herd animal to hunt,
right,
it's going to try to get back to the herd and blend in. If you can keep it separate, or you can keep an eye on it while it's in the herd, you can break it off again, and you can just you can run a deer or an antelope or whatever you're chasing. You can just run it until it passes out, or until it just gives up. But we sweat. We can cool off. So we can just keep going.
Next time I start sweating, I'm going to remember that's what that's for.
Yeah.
I have had days when I was actually doing bike riding, which, I mean, I'm not talking about miles like that, but I would get hot and take a while to cool off. And I was like,
yeah,
I didn't understand that whole system. I just knew I sweat.
Yeah. And if you're in a drier area, it'll evaporate and like really cool you. If you're in a humid area like I am, it's got no place to go, and it doesn't
still have.
Yeah. So it's still it sticks to you, but it's still a cooling mechanism.
Yeah. Enjoy that. So that's been that. I did go back to a couple of other books that I had read previously that I liked. The one, Never Split the Difference, that
Chris Voss,
wrote it, and it's still a great book. It's not just for the stuff that he's talking about, because he was an international FBI hostage negotiator, but just what he's got to say about negotiations and how people think in negotiations and stuff like that. And there's a lot in it that's good for people who are coaches, because it helps to teach us how to get at deeper answers that matter. So I'm really quite enjoying that again.
Good.
Practicing. So, yeah. And you're not going to believe this, really, but I've actually been socializing lately.
Good.
A couple of weeks ago, I was actually out on a boat in the water, like a lot of water, not just like a bathtub. Yes. Went on a little fishing trip with a friend of mine I wasn't planning on touching any fish, but being on a boat was good. But it ended up being a nice trip, and we spent several hours out Lake Ontario doing some stuff, and it was awesome. There was about 10 of us all together.
Nice.
Spent some time on a little island. So I actually did some socialization, and I came back another time, and some friends of mine went out to visit Beak and Skiff. I don't know if any who around here, who on the podcast is going to check that out. But if you happen to be in the Central New York area, Beak and Skiff is kind of cool. It's an apple orchard and so much more.
Well, and they started doing their own spirits, and they do donuts.
Yes, sir, buddy. And they have spirits tasting, which was a wonderful sport to indulge in that day. So, yeah. So between the additional photography and the socialization and the reading, we're keeping our mind moving pretty good.
Good.
And then, of course, there's always the conversations I have with you.
Yeah, but sometimes it'll send you down a wrong way spiral too.
Yeah, but it's good brain work all the way around, you know.
True.
Good brain work. Gotta learn how to negotiate the curves. So so been having fun with that. And what I'm going to be doing next is, well, we'll see. I got a list here.
All right.
I'm gonna start talking about them after I'm in the middle of them instead of when I'm gonna start them, so I can say what I'm.
That's right.
To finish. Yeah.
All right. So I'm about to go get my second attempt at a loaf of sourdough in the oven, and I have a pork butt that's been in the slow cooker for going on 8 hours now, and I'll have that for dinner in a few hours. And
well, that sounds like fun.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll pull some hamburger out of the fridge, and it's almost chili season. Not quite.
It's getting there. I bet.
Time. It's getting there though. Work that up. It's been a while since I did that, so not a problem.
All right. So thanks for being here. Go to VitaminKDaily.com. Get yourself 4 weeks free. JKWDpodcast.com. Show notes for this and all the other episodes. Rate, review, share. Let people know you like us so that they can find us. And we will see you next time.
Bye-bye.
Hey, thanks for listening. Show notes and more at jkwdpodcast.com. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share with your friends, and we will see you next week. Bye! A Better Humanhood production.